Good evening, Guiding Boat fans. Ron here. We showed you how to install the kayak rack. Now we're going to show you how to strap your kayaks down to your vehicle.
So when it comes to loading two kayaks, you want to prepare the straps for both kayaks first before loading anything. So you'll want two straps on the back rack and two straps on the front rack. You're going to want to keep your straps lined up so that they aren't twisted. And one more strap to put up here. And you'll see that we're putting the straps on the left side of the vehicle right now. That means we're going to mount the right side kayak first. So now that we have our straps in place up on top of the racks, we're going to go ahead and lift the kayak up onto the other side. It definitely helps the weight if your kayak is drained of water. So you want to get your kayak, do a side lift up onto the rack, and then you're going to tip it up on its side. And now I'm going to go around to the other side and flip the straps over.
Okay.
So this is what you would do if you're doing it by yourself. And so what you want to do is first you have to make sure that the strap you're flipping over, you want the end with the metal buckle to be short, because when you flip this over the top of the kayak, you don't actually accidentally want it to flip over and smack your window on the other side and break it. So small side, short side be the buckle. And remember, we want these up on top here, and we want to keep them lined up and not twisted. So that one needs to flip backwards towards the alley. Yep. And then we'll flip the other side here. So see how we have them smooth against the kayak here? You want it smooth because that'll create less vibration as you're going down the road. Less vibration means less wear on the kayaks and less noise. And we're going to do the same for the front strap here, making sure that it's up on the top and making our short end with the buckle, tossing it over. And it's probably would have been easier to have Ron illustrate or have a third cameraman, but hopefully you're following along. So for these straps, when you want to come down, you want to come through the hole of the kayak carrier, and you're going to go underneath the crossbar. Then you're going to go back up through the carrier. And what you're doing is we're actually tying the kayak down to the crossbars of the vehicle because that is a more secure way to mount it. He will thread the strap through the buckle and then begin to pull it tight. You want to make sure that that metal buckle is kind of in the middle of the kayak and isn't resting down below here or up on the side of the kayak where it could rub as you're going down the road.
And it's important to note that as you tighten, this is going to come further down. So you want to make sure that you have enough room so when you're cranking on this down, it doesn't start hitting here. And you also want to keep it so it, when I'm finished, I want it to be about right here on the kayak, because the length of this we're gonna have to wrap through here, so I want to make sure I have enough length where I can go this way, back and under.
So he's going to do that same process with the back strap.
It's important to follow through and make sure you got your strap the right direction.
Because again, we want it to be untwisted as possible.
So now I just snug it down just a little bit and leave it the way it is. One thing we didn't explain is when we put it up here, it's about trying to make it about even. And And I've gauged it. I've learned my seat right here, I want just past here. That's how I put ours. Ours are 10 footers.
You want it balanced in the front and back of the car.
Another thing I've experimented with is these seats like to flap in the wind. We'll cinch and tie these down. But we've also thought about maybe trying to flip this around the other way. But everything I've read shows that it should face this way for aerodynamics.
So we're gonna load the other kayak before finishing the straps and tightening down on this side. So once you have your first kayak up,
it's backwards.
You're going to take your straps and then keep them flat with each other, and you're just gonna walk to the back of the vehicle with them. So it is easier when doing the straps on the first kayak if you use the outer straps, so this one and this one to load the first kayak, because then when you walk these to the front and back of the vehicle, those straps do hold the other ones up on top in place. It makes it a little bit easier. But you'll see we did one correctly, and the other one will work it out just fine. Side lift into the J brackets. And if you need leverage, stand in your door well and flip it up. And we want to line this up with the other kayak, so go forward about 2 or 3 inches. A little bit more. And you can see here in the back that we've lined up the two. So now I'm going to walk back where these straps are, and I'm going to attempt to flip these up one-handed. And he's now going to secure the kayak the same way. He's going to take his one strap, feed it down through that J-bar, around the crossbar of the top of the roof, back up through the carrier, and into the buckle. And then we'll repeat the same on the front.
I'm going to try and show you how to do this.
You see, it's much easier when you're not holding a camera in your hand. That demonstrates how one person can load these kayaks by themselves.
So I go around like this. I get a bow, or like a loop. I come back through.
Your hands are in the way, we can't see.
So I've got a bow and I come back through like this. And then I come out here and do the same thing.
So you're tying down the extra length of the straps so that they're not flapping in the wind as you go down the road.
And now I got this double stretched out knot. See, this is what I was talking about by making sure this is low enough. See how I have no length here? So I'll loosen this up. Now.
And it could be different for your car. Every car has different length widths between the crossbars on their vehicle. So you'll just have to adjust to what fits your vehicle and rack system best.
This one I'm just not going to get length, so I'll just do one quick knot here.
And we'll watch them tie on the other side where maybe the sun is less shadowing us.
You want to make sure it's nice and tight. A lot of times after I've driven for a little bit, I'll pull over somewhere and just make sure these stay tight. But I'm a little paranoid. So it's a loop like this, back through, tight like that, and then you come out here, loop back through, there we go. That's all that's to it. They're not going anywhere.
And that's how you mount 2 kayaks on the top of your vehicle. Happy kayaking, everyone!